my nerdy thing is economics. I went to school for economics. If I didn't have a business, my dream career would be an economist, and so I love this kind of stuff. So first topic here is firstly, search is growing. Google searches increased by 21% from 2023 to 2024. This shows that search is relevant. And when I say search, I mean like Bing, Google, and we'll see here shortly. Google is just kind of, you may as well use the word Google rather than search engines. So the key takeaways is that because Google searches grew by a whopping like close to 22%, it just underscores that Google search is very relevant. It's very valuable to users, and Google's advancing. Google's a massive mega company that probably controls the world. The fact that they can grow their underlying metric of success, which leads to ad revenue through total searches, is phenomenal. By 22%. Like if any business grew their main metric 22% in a year, it'd be like great news. An established company like Google to see these kind of numbers put up year to year is phenomenal. Um, of course, 2024 to 2025, that'll be interesting. But nonetheless, the key takeaway here is that there's lots of hype and media and everything like that that says it's just part of marketing that Google's dying, that you need to be doing this, you need to be doing that. So I just want to underscore here that Google is the foundation of how people are searching online for local services. So let's compare Google, main search tool, with ChatGPT. Searches per day, 14.6 billion. ChatGPT has 37 million. It's a very significant, these numbers that you're seeing here, it's very significant. Google has a 93.5% market share of search platforms, which includes AI and the main competitor of Bing, which their main competitor of Bing is at 4%. So Google obviously just dominates the search market. Without going to the whole business side and how much Microsoft hates that, and they're always fighting legal battles over, trying to topple Google's monopoly over search. At the end of the day, it makes things easier for a consumer. Everyone just uses Google. So takeaway here is that search is the number one tool for finding local services by a significant margin. Really important here is how people use AI. Most people use AI to write content, to summarize things. They don't use AI to search for local businesses. When they do ask for recommendation, AI pulls in from existing online content. The big difference between ChatGPT and other AI tools and Google and even Bing is that Google has their own proprietary business locations that are set up, these Google business profiles. They've got their own proprietary data. And so these AI tools are pulling from all these different pools. So that's kind of how AI is finding all this information is it's public information. You can kind of feed it, but all this to say, the search intent on ChatGPT is largely not transactional. It's not looking for local services. It's largely for AI tasks and the kind of breakout you can see here, finding information, navigation. Not sure what commercial, I could probably dig into what that means, more B2B, maybe transactional, super low. One note I had here is the unknown. 70% of the prompts are for non-search like functions, like creating images, summarizing text, doing tasks, doing math homework. I wish I had ChatGPT when I was in school. My goodness. But anyway, so it's good to understand how people are using how people are using AI. So I share all this to underscore there's a lot of fear that gets inserted into the marketing marketplace, especially for businesses, that you need to do this and everyone's trying to sell this and that. But the numbers are very clear. These are how people are using AI. It's not replacing how people are searching for home services. So, biggest AI takeaways: AI uses public data source to give answers and results. Visibility in Google is significantly more impactful than visibility in AI tools, but it does underscore a fundamental concept of even ranking well in Google, and that is a strong, comprehensive digital presence that's more than just having a Google profile, reviews, website, social media profiles, building reviews on these other profiles, creating content, making a post or two every month to your Facebook profile at a minimum. It underscores the importance of this comprehensive presence. because AI tools are pulling from all these different sources to find information in the same way that Google is. So it kind of solidifies that as still a good foundation to be building a diversified foundation on major online platforms with unique and relevant content. We'll get into the details of my recommendations for tactics and things here. Let me just jam through this slide. So this underscores, like I said, the content on your website, your Google profile, social media, other online profiles is increasingly important because that's where all this information is being sourced from. Unique content matters more than ever. We've all can pretty quickly identify AI generated content without any prompting. I mean, we see it all the time in our world of, write a web page about fence repair and make it 1,000 words. And if that's all you give it, it's going to be really, really bad. I highly advise against, I advise not doing that. But it underscores that unique content matters more than ever. The web has been flooded with AI content. It's generic, it's not authentic, it's not unique. So businesses that are creating truly helpful, authentic content are going to thrive and win in the long term when it comes to search, when it comes to AI. Um, any questions on everything I've just covered so far? I know there's a lot really fast.
Yeah, I got a question on the last slide where it says what the uses of AI are.
Yeah,
Um, what's the 70% unknown?
that is non-search-like functions. So like it's not really in a bucket because it's like, hey, summarize this text, give me the action
Ah,
from this,
okay.
summarize this email, like a joke, do my math homework.
Yeah.
Kind of like your AI tasks. Does that make
Well,
sense?
it does. One thing that's interesting, I just typed into Gemini, um, find me a professional handyman in Roseville, California, and it pulled up Google Maps, and so it's using Google Maps to track this, which is interesting because like that doesn't necessarily utilize, you know, paid, Google LSA or pay per click or anything like that. I think it's literally just based off ranking or rating. Um, so I just thought that was interesting that it actually pulled up the Google Map, for,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah,
kind
it
of
is
interesting.
technically a newer organic channel. So people organically finding you by searching.
Hmm.
Um, So, and yeah, obviously there is no paid ads. There is no Google profile that ChatGPT has. They don't have a proprietary kind of business profiles, if you will, like Bing Places does, Yahoo Maps,
Do you
Apple
think
Maps.
do you think they will eventually?
There has been talks of them doing that. Yeah,
Okay, so
I don't know
eventually
if they will.
we might get an AI business page in a sense.
It would be a business page that you would control in the same way as Google, but for ChatGPT. That's
Oh,
kind of
ChatGPT, I see what
this
you're
is
saying.
all just theory, and a lot of it's driven. I mean, it's a big company,
Hmm.
and it's just rapidly evolving and changing, and their AI companies are very new relative to Google search engine companies. So I'm sure there's lots of, questions on how do they monetize their business in the most profitable way possible. Is it by creating something like Google? I don't know. That's where there's a lot of unknown as well as far as, specifically ChatGPT as a dominating kind of AI tool. Um, but the biggest takeaway is that people are not using AI for finding local home services. And that goes for like plumbers, window cleaners, stuff like that. At least right now. But it's good to understand this stuff because at the end of the day, if we're focusing on the fundamentals and building a really strong brand and actually caring to helpfully communicate what we do and who we are, that's really powerful work because it's authentic and it's real.